Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping onto what you might call the diagnostic tightrope.
Yeah, we're talking about EKG interpretation.
Right, and how to maximize your accuracy. This is really high-stakes medicine, so we didn't just look at clinical guides, we went deeper.
hmm We pulled from literature on high-risk decision-making in, aviation, the military, and acute care.
So our mission today is to figure out why even smart, experienced clinicians can miss things.
And then give you a systematic framework to override those cognitive pitfalls. It's really about building stress-proof habits.
Okay, so that takes us straight to dual process theory. This is the idea that we have two ways of thinking, right?
Exactly. System 1 and System 2.
System 1 is the fast, intuitive pattern recognition one, your gut feeling.
And System 2 is that slow, deliberate, analytical mode.
In the emergency department, you're almost always using System 1, that quick, recognition-primed decision-making. You have to be fast.
You do. But here's the catch. That fast, intuitive system is exactly where cognitive biases live.
And the numbers are staggering.
They are. Faulty reasoning, which is pretty consistent with System 1, accounts for something like 70% of diagnostic error.
70%.
So we rely on our gut, but sometimes our gut is just wrong.
And this is where the data gets really specific. We looked at this one study of ED doctors reading EKGs.
Oh, yeah, that one.
They found the clinical history could completely twist the interpretation.
Right. So if the history was positively biased, suggesting the correct diagnosis.
Their scores jumped up by 42%.
But if the history was negatively biased, like if a nurse suggested it might just be a panic attack.
The scores plummeted, down 34%.
I mean, this isn't a failure of knowledge, it's a failure of psychology.
You're seeing biases like anchoring.
Exactly. You get stuck on that first piece of information, and then premature closure, where you just accept the first diagnosis that seems to fit.
So, okay, if our brain's default is that fast, risky System 1, how do we force ourselves into the slower, safer System 2?
We need a system. We have to move from just memorization to actual rules.
An anchor rule.
A rigid system that acts as a cognitive forcing strategy. It forces you to question your first impression.
So you need a non-negotiable EKG structure.
Precisely. It has to be standardized every single time. You check the rate.
Then the rhythm. Is there a single regular P wave before every QRS?
Then the axis look at leads I and AVF.
Yeah.
Then your intervals.
PR less than 0.20, QRS less than 0.12.
Then P's and Q's, ST segments, T waves, and finally, any special cases.
The point isn't just to be complete, right? It's that forcing yourself to check something like the axis slows you down.
It's a cognitive speed bump. It yanks you out of that fast, intuitive mode.
And this is exactly why we built the EKG Survival Pack at Whole Life Healthcare, so you're not guessing under pressure. It's designed to give you rhythm rules, quick clarity, and a system you can rely on whether you're studying or on the floor.
Because that system takes cognitive bandwidth.
And stress just destroys that bandwidth.
Absolutely. High stress, time pressure, they lead to fixation errors. You get stuck on one thing and miss the bigger, more dangerous picture.
So how do we beat that? We looked at some tactical performance literature.
And their actual techniques.
Yeah, like combat tactical breathing. Simple. Right. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4.
It's a physiological hack. It sounds simple, but it actually manages those acute stress cues and buys your analytical brain a few seconds to kick in.
So you buy time, but you also have to protect your awareness.
And you do that by building habits. Think about resuscitation training. We teach an explicit scan. Patient, monitor, team, environment.
You turn it into an automatic habit.
Right. And by making it automatic, you reduce the cognitive strain. You free up mental resources for the hard stuff like that EKG interpretation.
So for you listening, the takeaway here is that just being an expert isn't enough.
No, true mastery requires disciplined adherence to a system. Every time.
Here's a final thought for you. The most commonly missed fracture in trauma is the second one.
That's a perfect example.
It's a bias called search satisficing. You stop looking as soon as you find the first problem. You have to keep looking.
That wraps up today's EKG Lab session.
If today's rhythm made you realize you need a clearer system, not just more information, that's exactly why we created the EKG Survival Pack. It's built for real-world healthcare professionals who want confidence, speed, and accuracy when reading EKGs. This deep dive is brought to you by Whole Life Healthcare, where we train smarter, not harder. Stay consistent, stay sharp, and we'll see you back in the lab on the next deep dive.